to?
I am well, thank you for asking. So, first of all, congratulations on the 20th anniversary of Alpha Beta School. I grew up in Dansoman.
Okay.
I didn't go to Alpha Beta though. I mean, I used to eye them like all these bougie people going to that school. I wasn't. That was complex schools, Dansoman at the time.
Okay.
So it's lovely to know that you're 20 years now.
We're actually 36 years old.
36?
Yes.
Wow.
So it's actually our secondary school, Alpha Beta Christian College.
That is 20.
Yes.
Okay, that's fantastic. What are some of the significant milestones in the secondary school that you're talking about that you have achieved in this 20 years? I mean, we've known Alpha Beta, those of us who grew up in Dansoma, we've known it to be a school of excellence. So what are some of the milestones you've chalked?
All right. So we're very excited to be celebrating our 20th anniversary of Alpha Beta Christian College. As you mentioned, Alpha Beta has been around for a long time, 36 years. We have a long history of raising leaders, many of them who are very successful today all over the world. We're very excited to be celebrating 20 years of our international secondary school because we've had so many achievements over the years, and we are very excited about how we're moving forward, and we really want to get other people to share in that excitement and to get their children to also get on board. And over the years, we've had a very strong history of academic success. We've won many awards for academics. We're British Council partner schools. Okay. We run the Cambridge program. We've been running that for 20 years with a very strong track record. We've won many awards over the years, individual awards from British Council, but also 5 times we've won Best A-level school, partner school in Ghana for 4 times, and we've also won Best IGCSE school once as well. But even just last week, there was an awards night, and we had some awards for some of our high-achieving students at that awards. But also, more importantly, over the last 10 years, we've been running the Dinkrahene Leadership Program that you mentioned earlier. And what that was born out of was a passion to really see our vision come alive. Our vision is to raise leaders of tomorrow who will be part of the solution to Africa's developmental challenges, something that we're very passionate about. And we just thought, how can we make this come to life? A lot of the time we have a vision, but we don't take intentional steps. So we developed this program which basically provides experiences and growth opportunities for our students outside the classroom. And in fact, interestingly, over the last 10 years, just having this program in place has actually pushed people's academics even higher. But the more we find that the more, sometimes very small steps can make young people more focused, more determined on their goals. We have something that we call an individual success plan, where we look at every student as a unique student who has different strengths and skills. And so we create a success plan for that student based on their skills, their passions, what their parents want for them.
So it's tailor-made per student.
It's tailor-made. So the Dinkrahene Leadership Program, that aspect is tailor-made for the students so that we can work with the student and their families to try and get them to achieve what they want to achieve. But outside of that, we just provide a range of growth opportunities for students. So our students as young as Form 1, sometimes even in primary, go for internships. They're required to do internships so many times a year. We have our work industry tours where students are exposed, because we believe that more education takes place outside the classroom than in the classroom. The world that we're in today is very dynamic. The skill set that's required to succeed is very different. And so if we choose to focus purely on children getting grades, I think that we are not allowing them to succeed. And so we make sure that they get as much exposure, spend as much time, getting actual real life experience, whether it's through internships, through community service, through international or local competitions, and through we have a big annual event that we had last week called Student Markets, where students get to run a business for a day, and they actually have to go through the entire process. They pitch, they do their budget, they do their marketing plan, they, figure out their products, they sell on the day, they have to run their accounts, because we want them to have that real life experience. And so we've been running that for 10 years. Fortunately, we have programs that we run for students who don't necessarily come to Alpha Beta to be able to participate in some of the aspects of the Dinkrahene Leadership Program as well. And I think we'll be talking about some of those today as well.
And you've spoken extensively about the Dinkrahene project, which I was about asking, but you've dealt with it extensively, I believe. Sure. Then there is this ALP, the Ultimate ALP Adventure, and its objectives. What is it about?
Okay. Well, so it's a very exciting program that we started last year. So over the last 10 years, we've run a number of different similar programs. What we find is these short, intensive programs for young people are completely transformative. I still meet people, I've run programs like this for 10 years ago. They meet me in town and they say how much of an impact it had. And so for us, being able to get young people together in a space where they can learn from each other, they can learn from us, we can really have input. This year we're excited about it because the theme is something very topical. The theme is crafting positive change through social media. And I don't think sometimes as adults, we don't realize how much social media is impacting the perspectives of young people.
Absolutely.
I sometimes say I'm glad I'm not growing up in this age because some way, somehow, we can say that we know some of the right things, not all.
Yes.
But, if young people are having their perspective shaped significantly by social media, it's something that we should pay attention to. So at the camp, it's a exciting 5-day camp for 12 to 17-year-olds.
Okay.
It'll be held at the luxury Safari Valley Resort.
Okay.
There are videos on Alpha Beta social media pages if you want to see last year's camp. But this year, we'll be taking them through workshops that will cover getting them to really understand the social media landscape, what's good about it, what's bad about it, how can they navigate the digital space in a positive way.
Okay.
How can they check against cyberbullying? How can they check against misinformation? How can they even monetize? How are businesses monetizing social media? We want them to understand all that and not just be consumers of social media, following mindlessly and following people who are not influencing them. How can they create a space where they can positively influence other people? So those are some of the things. But also it's very exciting. Young people get to participate in things that they don't usually get to participate in Ghana: kayaking, archery, hiking, cycling, so these are some of the exciting activities. It's a small camp because it's very interactive.
Okay.
Students, they'll be working on projects, on their own social media campaigns, learning how to create content. So we're excited we just have a few spaces left. So if there are any people out there who still want to come, please have a look at our social media pages. There are details there.
Are there telephone numbers they can call?
Yes, so I'll give you a telephone number that you can call if you want more information. So telephone number is 020-242-5564. Shall I repeat it?
Yes, please.
All right, so 020-242-5564 if you'd like more information. But also that's our hotline for admissions if you're looking to join the Alpha Beta family.
Okay, so you're open to admissions?
Yes, so we're open to new admissions. We're currently taking admissions for September, and we have some very exciting offers, up to 10,000 CDs off admissions. So please call the number. Over the next 48 hours, we're actually running some special offers. So please call the number. And we will be able to give you more information.
Okay. Is there a specific class or age range you're looking at?
We take students from 12 months all the way to 16 years. So we go all the way from Montessori preschool to sixth form. So we take at different levels in primary, in Form 1, 2, 3, 4, and then also in lower 6 for those who are looking. We have an excellent A-level program as well. So people who want to join that, we really take the time to prepare the students for life beyond A-level.
Beyond just the school. I mean, you've been doing this for 36 years. The Christian college is 20 years. What do you think in terms of private education in Ghana? How are we faring? Are we making progress, or we've plateaued?
I think we're making progress. I mean, we've gone 20 years ago, there were probably 2 or 3 international schools. And now we've gone to over 100. So I'd say we're definitely making progress. What we probably need to look more at is how we providing relevant education for this age. I think that now it goes beyond just classroom work. We need to look at what timeless, because the knowledge is changing so fast.
That's true.
What you're teaching someone in class 1 now, in 2-3 years is going to be relevant. If you look at where we are today, something like ChatGPT a year ago, we wouldn't even have been speaking about.
No.
And so things are changing so fast. How do we get young people to leverage that so that they can leapfrog their education rather than having to go through all the motions with skills that may not serve them well?
And finally, what has Alpha Beta done to remain relevant till now? Because I'm sure there are some schools that started with Alpha Beta that are no more.
Sure.
So what did Alpha Beta do to make sure that it's relevant even within the changing times that we find ourselves in?
And so I think it comes back to what I mentioned before is, 10 years ago, we took a stance. You said, okay, how can we raise leaders for this age? What do we need to? And that evolves. It's not a one-day thing. So even over the 10 years, the program has evolved over time. We've had to scrap some elements, add new elements. We've had to start talking about new things, like, how are kids staying safe online? And for us as well, one of the things that we also, apart from our strong academic background, is also a Christian school. We believe that values are very important in this day and age. I think that everything rises and falls on character. So we run an active character program called the Character First program.
Okay.
And of course, like I said, it's a Christian school, so we always make sure that we are trying to shape their worldview in that regard.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Dr. Naomi Ejapon. She is the school director of Alpha Beta and the founder of the Idinkra Henny Leadership Program. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you very much.
You're still listening to the Morning Star here on Star 103.5 FM. A few more LPMs to bring your way before I call